Well, it's time to lighten things up this Saturday morning, and for our entertainment slot this morning, I'm joined by Mxolisi Mgudlwa, also known as Gustavo in the hip-hop scene. His interest in music began at the age of just 16 years old, and has since continued to produce, write and record for his fan base. He's worked with several big names in the industry, including Stilo Magodlide. Among his latest work is a single called Kelly Rowlands and a mixtape titled Gustavo joins me now to discuss his work. He will later give us a performance right here in studio. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on the South African Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Hello, South Africa.
It's great to have you. So let's chat a little bit about your journey in music. I read up about you, and it said that you started in a quieter group and then you transitioned to hip-hop, and you've also transitioned further. But let's start at the beginning and where your love for music started.
In the beginning, I was a young kid. I started music around the age of 9 years old. I blame all that on my late mother. She used to throw nice parties. She also used to play a lot of music. Yeah, we went to Musica a lot of times. She would buy original discs. She played music almost every day in her car. When we visited her house, there was music all the time. So it was natural for me to become an entertainer. And she was also an entertainer as well, not in the entertainment industry, but during a time of throwing parties, she used to entertain people. People used to love being around her, you know. So I took that spirit, and I had to do music after listening to all those nice songs my mom played for me.
That's beautiful. It's lovely to hear where your inspiration sort of comes from, and it's a beautiful story about your relationship with your mom. Let's talk about you finding your sound and finding your space, and how that journey has been for you.
It has been a beautiful journey, I won't lie. Started when I was young. I was inspired by mostly by South African music. Kwaito. I used to love Galawe Jazz Meet back then. They had a lot. They still have fire, but back then they had superstars. You know. So I used to love Galawe Jazz Meet. So I started with Kwaito. I did Kwaito. And unfortunately, what I used to use to record broke when I was young, so I went to dancing. Then when I was in grade 10, I asked my mom to buy me equipment when I passed grade 10. And I passed grade 10, she bought me equipment. I went back to music, then I did R&B, house, then I ended up doing hip-hop. Now I also do amapiano as well.
Okay, so you've dabbled in quite a few genres. And does that contribute to your overall sound? If people haven't heard your music, how would you describe your sound to them?
My sound, I would say my sound, because of all the genres I've been listening to and all the genres I've dabbled in, my sound is mixed with, it's an African sound, also mixed with an overseas sound. You know? Yeah, so I mix both. You would find me doing my Gussie sound sometimes. Then you'd find me doing my international sound, as I have other artists and producers that inspire me internationally, as much as I do have producers and artists that inspire me locally. So in my sound, you'd find South African flavor, you'll find overseas flavor.
It's a nice mixture. Well, we're going to be hearing you perform a little bit later, so we'll have a first-hand experience. But I want to talk to you about the business side of music and taking your maybe a hobby and turning it into your career and a business. At some point, you started your own record label, and now you have a distribution deal with a separate organization. But let's just talk about the importance of managing your career and making sure that you are at the forefront of managing that, and not making sure that you depend on someone else. How important is it for artists, especially young artists, up-and-coming artists in the country, to be at the forefront of their career and know what's happening in their business?
That's a very nice question. It's a very important. You know, young artists, they like concentrating more on the music, the fame, the attention, you know, and forget to be in the forefront even with the contracts. with the distribution, know what type of royalties you have out there, know where your money is coming from, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay bills. You want to have a home, you need a home, you know, we have responsibilities once we reach a certain age, you know. So it's very important to know the contracts. Don't depend on, you might have a lawyer, which is good, but don't just depend on your lawyer, you know, because, you know, people do bad things out there, and we've had a lot of stories with artists dying broke, you know, being depressed, suicides, you know. It's because when they went in, they concentrated on the fame, the attention, and forgot to be on the forefront of the business.
It's important.
You know, which is learn about the Sambros, learn about the Sampras, the Capasos. Just know where your money is coming from, you know, so that you can hold people accountable and hold yourself accountable.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So you're going to be performing, are you performing a new track today? Tell us what we can expect in the performance. Also, do you have new music out? Tell us.
So today I'm performing one of my favorite songs. It's called Yuyu. As I said, I dabble in different genres, and the song I'm going to perform today is an Afrobeat song.
Nice.
I love that song, you know. Afrobeat is Nigerian sound, you know. Shout out to my African brothers. I love Afrobeat.
Yeah, I love Afrobeats as well.
I have, probably next year I'll drop my Afrobeat album called Upper Echelon, you know. But at the moment I have that single out, Yuyu, featuring my brother Tanq, who's also under the same stable as me. And I also have my piano project out, which I released with a dope distribution company from our country called The Orchard, you know. And I also have another piano project with a USA distributor.
Oh, wow, you've been busy.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
Yeah, and I'm dropping a video with them as well next month. So expect a lot of music from me. I'm dropping a song from my label every Friday starting yesterday.
Yeah, you've been hard at work, eh?
Yeah.
Well, Gustavo, thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing a little bit about your story. I love your ambition. I love your drive, and keep going for it. We can't wait to see what's next for you.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, and we look forward to that performance. Well, that was Mgulwa, also known as Gustavo.
Shake it on me, baby. I just want you. Spend it on you, baby. I just want you. Shake it on me, baby. I just want you. Spend it on you, baby. I just want you. Shake it on me, baby. I just want you. Spend it on me, baby. I just want you. Shake it on me, baby. I just want you. Spend it on me, baby. I just want you. Only one night, can I give you fun? And you don't gotta make no run. I'll be the lord every day you want. Now baby, you can shake it, show it on me, I'ma take it. I like a job, I can work you. You need a vacay, come here with a dime. Baby, you can shake it, show it on me, I'ma take it. I like a job, I can work you. You need a vacay, come here with a dime. Shake it on me, baby. I just want you. Spend it on you, babe. I just want you. Shake it on me, babe. I just want you. Spend it on me, babe. I just want you. But you make me tell my homies. When you ring the bell, I open, then I'm on it all week. Smiling and glowing, this love, got you on fleek, yeah. Love it when I'm with you, busy roaming on the streets. Then I really love it when you moaning on the sheets. Riding on you, lady, like I'm riding on these beats. Spending money, no, you don't even check receipts. But please don't post me for clout. It's only you and I, we were moving on around. I'm working on things with